was given the honor by Senator Ted Cruz to be the chair of his Utah campaign for president. Chris Herrod was the director, executive director. Ted Cruz got 69% of the vote. It is now my honor to introduce you to my friend, your friend, America's friend, the great man from Texas, Senator Ted Cruz.
God bless the great state of Utah. It is July of 2017, and Hillary Clinton is not the President of the United States. And Neil Gorsuch is a justice on the Supreme Court. Elections matter. That victory in 2016, in November of 2016, shocked and appalled the national media. We heard wails of despair from newsrooms throughout Washington as lines of journalists checked themselves into therapy. I'm here encouraging the men and women of Utah to come out and vote for Chris Herrod for Congress. Is anyone here frustrated with Washington? Have you noticed every Republican primary, people line up and tell you how conservative they are? They get up one after the other and say, well, gosh, go licky, I'm the most conservative fellow that ever lived. And they do it one after another after another. Have you noticed none of the candidates stand up and say, you know, I'm a deal-making establishment moderate who believes nothing? Chris helped lead my campaign here in the state of Utah. And Chris is a real conservative. If you're a conservative, you should have been walking the walk and bear the stripes from standing and fighting for your principles. And Chris Herrod has a proven record as a conservative. If you care about defending the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, our fundamental liberties, free speech, religious liberties, the Second Amendment, the basic liberties that are protected of every American, then we need to elect principled constitutionalists to Congress who will keep their word and confirm strong constitutions. Second big priority is repealing Obamacare. We need reinforcements in Washington. The reason I'm here in Utah, I could be home with Caroline and Catherine, I could be home with Heidi. The reason I am here in Utah today is this election matters not just for this state, but for the entire country. If you want to repeal Obamacare, you want to elect Chris Herrod to Congress. I'm here today because I know Chris Herrod in Washington will stand up for and deliver on the conservative promises that he makes here today in Utah. I'd like to see a simple flat tax and we abolish the IRS. American people were fed up with voting for candidates who sound great on the stump and go to Washington and it's like Revenge of the Body Snatchers. The other individuals running for this congressional seat, I don't know them. They may well be fine, decent, wonderful human beings. I don't know. What I do know is I know Chris Herrod is a strong conservative you can trust to keep his word and deliver for the men and women of Utah. If Chris Herrod campaigns on repealing Obamacare, I know he's not going to get to Washington and suddenly say, gosh, maybe we should keep Obamacare. I know that if Chris Herrod campaigns on cutting the taxes, he's not going to get to Washington and suddenly say, gosh, maybe we should raise taxes. It's a very, very simple pattern. Stand for principles you believe in. Know who you are, have the courage of your convictions, and simply do what you said you would do. So mail-in ballots are already sent out. I want to ask each and every one of you here to go out and vote for Chris Herrod 10 times. Now look, we're not Democrats. I'm not suggesting voter fraud. Although all the reporters thought they had a story on their hands. But let me tell you something real simple. If you go home today and you go and vote for Chris, and then you pick up the phone and you call 9 of your friends, you call 9 of your neighbors and say, hey, you know that ballot on your dining room table? Why don't you pick it up, fill it out, and vote? And if you get 9 other people to vote who wouldn't have voted otherwise, you will have just voted 10 times. And with that, I'm proud to give you a true conservative, the next congressman from the state of Utah, Chris Herrod.
You know, all I can say about this day, I've had many great experiences in my life, but today is absolutely awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. About 5 years ago, started listening to the radio and hearing these great constitutional speeches. And I think at that time, we had one of the radio stations, Rod Arquette, put Senator Cruz speeches on the radio a lot. And like many Utahns, I fell in love with his passion and his love for the U.S. Constitution. And so I promise you, if you give me the honor of electing you, I will uphold the things that I've said, that I've told you that I was going to do, and that I will do everything in my ability to make sure that I defend the U.S. Constitution and the freedoms that all of you have. God bless the great sovereign state of Utah and the United States of America. My name is Chris Herrod, and I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you very much.